My neighbor stole my water. I completely destroyed his life with one simple move. I recently purchased a house in Asia, a fixer-upper I got for a great price because the previous owners had to sell it urgently. They hadn't lived in the country for several years, and the house was mid-renovation when they left. It wasn't in the best condition, but I was excited about the potential. On my first day, I noticed a bike in my garage. Later, the owner showed up, took the bike, and left. I had just installed a gate and the situation made me uneasy, but I didn't make a big deal out of it. The house had been vacant for years, and the neighbors didn't realize someone was living there again, causing some parking problems, which I quickly resolved with a no parking sign. A week later, while taking a shower, I noticed the water pressure was low. I also heard the neighbor's water pump running. This neighbor, an elderly man, lived in a 3-story house, with the first floor occupied by him and the top 2 rented to tenants. He had been angry when the house I bought was sold, voicing his concerns to the previous owners. He wasn't thrilled about the new ownership, but I figured I could handle him. I'm 6 feet tall and have 3 dogs. I noticed that when his pump was on, the water pressure in my house dropped. So, I decided to investigate further. I waited for his pump to turn off and then checked my water pressure. When I turned on other taps, the pressure returned to normal, confirming my suspicion. My neighbor had been siphoning water from my lines, and I was certain of it. Now, water in my country is cheap, and my monthly water bill was only around $5, even with my frequent washing of dogs, my car, and watering the garden. It wasn't about the money, though. It was about principle. This old man was using my resources without paying, and I couldn't let it slide. I thought for a while about confronting him or taking legal action. But then I decided to simply turn off the water at the mains. I didn't need to break any laws or cause any damage. It was a clean, simple way to get back at him. On Monday, 4 days ago, I waited for his water pump to start, then turned off my water supply. The way household water systems work here, when a pump isn't getting water, it continues to run, damaging itself. The old man's pump kept running for hours, trying to fill his tanks, but there was no water coming in. His pump would eventually burn out, and his tenants would be the ones to deal with it. What I didn't expect, though, was that his outdated wiring couldn't handle the strain, and it would fry. I heard about it around 3 a.m. when his tenants started yelling because they had no power or water. The landlord had neglected to upgrade his wiring, and the constant draw of power from the pump overloaded the system. His tenants immediately lodged complaints with the police because cutting off essential services like water and power is illegal, and the landlord was responsible. The law here is clear. It's the landlord's duty to maintain the house, including providing water and power. Within 2 days, the tenants had moved out. The old man got fined $500, which was a huge amount for him, and he had to refund the tenants' security deposits. On top of that, he couldn't rent out his property until the issues were fixed, which would cost him more money. A few days later, the old man came to my gate and asked if I had turned off my water. I lied and said I had a leak and had to turn the water off until the plumber came. He just nodded, but I could tell from his face that he knew something was up. I'm now getting a plumber to fix my pipes and remove any lines leading to his property. I didn't need to break a sweat. All it took was turning off a valve, and in return, I got rid of a problematic neighbor and solved my water issue. Thank you so much for watching the video. I really appreciate your time and support. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content.